Holy freaking crap, everybody, and welcome to the Mack Cast, I guess.
Here we are.
Tonight we are calling it the Trainee Cast, folks, because Mack is MIA. And on this episode, we have none other than Big Game James up in the house.
It's me. Big Game James.
Big Game James, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in your wrestling career right now. We're going to watch some of your favorite matches, probably some of my favorite matches of yours, which might not be your favorite matches. And, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll do some plugs. I'll probably try to convince you to do something ridiculous, like do your own podcast. You know what I mean? Film yourself in your bedroom talking in a mirror or something crazy, Maybe. All right.
Maybe.
But before we get started, folks, I gotta say, Trevor, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Not bad.
You should be bad.
I'm a little upset.
James, I don't know if you are aware, but there's been 2 episodes of the Mack Cast where we had like a competition kind of situation, and both times, big old T-Bone over there lost to Monster Mack decisively. Like, not even...
Yep.
I mean, that last one was a little close, but the first one was like real bad.
What kind of competition is this?
So it would be like trivia. Yeah. On last week's episode, we did guess the tag team, but they were Simpsons AI characters. He's very upset about it.
I definitely have that one.
You should have, but you jacked it all up, my friend, and here you are. Monster Mack got the week off, paid vacation, and
that's what it is, huh?
And you're here taking a spot on the show. If I'm being honest, I actually have no idea where he is, and the word around the training school, he's filming new content for his OnlyFans.
Oh man,
disturbing.
OnlyFans is what they call it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it either. But if it generates revenue, and keeps the lights on, where
I can't judge.
Yeah, I'm A-okay with
it.
Do
what he's gotta do. I get it.
So Jamie, I literally haven't seen you with my eyeballs since last July, maybe.
Yeah.
Talked to you a little bit in between here and there, but it's been a while when you wrestled your brother.
Yeah.
And I tried to book you on this upcoming little inside information here, folks. I tried to book you on this upcoming reunion wrestling show, and you told me, hey, man, I fucking quit the biz. I'm out of here.
Not in those terms.
I was pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but so tell me a little bit, man, what's going on? How, before you go into anything else, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. It was kind of difficult of a decision to make, and I thought it was going to be easy, but it was really difficult. It took a lot to kind of get me to that point, but
here we are, right? We're at that point.
I just had to say it, you know what I mean?
Right,
I just had to call it. I had an idea about it years ago, but
okay, so it's been a minute.
It's been a thing that's been a thing in my mind for a while. I just haven't gotten close to actually just saying it's time to stop. Within the past year, I've had many moments where I was looking up at the stars too much, wondering why I'm still doing this.
Yeah, what am I even doing here?
Yeah.
What's the point? Why? Yeah.
And I don't know how I got that far. I don't know I don't know. It's just I knew that going forward I can't continue to wrestle. I can't be like that in that state of mind.
So there wasn't like a moment where you were like, ugh. Where you realized it. I want to get. It's a little bit of a story for me, right? So we stopped wrestling years ago or whatever, and we did like a little bit of a baby run, a couple, like, I don't know, 2019 maybe.
Yeah.
And we did like a little baby run just to razz and jazz. And I remember we were doing a campground show, and I was just miserable all day while we were there. It was hot out. I didn't want to be there. You wrestle for like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And we had a good match. We had the people hot. It was me and Mack, and we wrestled Ricky and Mike. And we did a lot of razzle dazzle, and we played with the crowd and all that fun stuff. But we worked the crowd that we had. And then I remember coming through the curtain, big reaction, all this fun stuff. I come through the curtain, and I just sit back down on my chair, and I was like, ugh. like, maybe this isn't for me anymore? You know what I mean? Did you have that moment?
Yeah. So it's like, to get me to the venue, to just get ready in general.
Yep. Okay.
Was getting to be just tough. Like, I'd be doing something, whether it be watching a movie or I'd be talking to someone, playing a video game, and it would just be like come to the time of, well, now I gotta get my bag ready. Yeah, like you gotta put the game face on, you know, put everything aside and just go to a show. And
you're gonna stop your life, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're gonna stop your life to go to do this show, which at one point was your life, right? You know what I mean? That.
I love wrestling. You know what I mean?
I mean, I say that too, but I also hate wrestling. It's like the, you know what I mean? It's like that family member, like the best friend you've had since you were a kid, who's just like an asshole.
Yep.
Never treated you right. You know what I mean? Like you love that person, but man, you punch that person right in the face. That's my Monster Mack. Wrestling is my Monster Mack. Yeah. I'm sorry to continue.
I didn't want to. I don't understand where I got to the point of where I didn't want to do it anymore. I just. It's the one constant that I've had in my life since day one. Everything that I've ever gone through in life, wrestling has always been there for me. It's always been there to pick me up. Everything, and I don't mean like wrestling in general, like just everything that comes with it, like the fans,
the camaraderie,
yeah,
between the boys,
like performing,
right? Oh yeah, getting to do that, right?
Like doing all that stuff. I put that involved with wrestling. Like it's
all linked, right?
You know
it's
what I
all
mean?
linked.
Like, it's I'm trying to find a way to explain it. I realized that I needed to make some changes. This is the main thing more than anything else. I needed to make some changes, and I haven't been without wrestling since I started. So by taking wrestling away from me for a little while, it makes me want to miss it. Makes me want to be motivated to come back if I do want to come back.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Exactly. And I just want to focus more on my personal life rather than have to worry about wrestling, because now it's becoming like, and I hate to say it, but it's becoming like a job.
It's a chore. It becomes a chore that you feel like you have to do.
And I don't want it to be like that.
And once you're in that mode too, dude, it's so easy to get hurt. It's so easy to hurt somebody by accident because you're not there.
Yeah. I've had many moments where I forgot like what's going on at some point.
Yep.
You know,
what are we doing?
I haven't and at the same time with everything that goes on in my life, I stopped going to the gym. So now at this point, while also battling myself to keep going, I'm wrestling matches and I'm like dry heaving in matches
because you're just so blown up.
Yeah, I'm out of shape. You know,
you goddamn kids do too much in your matches, man.
I just try to do as much as I know I can. Like,
you want to give the people their money's
worth.
I'm at my limit. Yeah.
You know, and I've just had too many of those moments. So with that too, I should just stop. You know, because I'm in a lot more pain than I was before. Because also I'm not wrestling as much as I used to before, where I'd wrestle like twice a week.
Right.
You
become callous to it almost, right?
Yeah, you're regular, like you become numb to the pain.
Yeah.
So but now that I wrestle, well, I used to wrestle like twice a month. It was like I wake up Sunday just like,
a shell of a man.
And it's just like I don't understand why, you know. That's why it's.
Yeah, we have a show coming up in July, and I am not looking forward to the Sunday after that. I'll tell you that, man.
No.
I'm gonna light. I keep threatening to light somebody on fire instead of like actually wrestling.
What is the match?
It's me.
Yep.
Monster Mack.
Yep.
And Richie Rich, former WWF enhancement talent, by the way. I don't even know that. Have you ever wrestled Bret Hart?
No.
Richie Rich has. He's my goddamn tag team partner. And we're going to take it on the Bitter Club. That's Ray Ranson, the crazy, crazy asshole. Sensational Scott Levesque. Probably New England's most underrated wrestler. He's been so good for so fucking long.
Yeah.
But he's just, big fucking jerk to me at my shows. I don't know what his problem is.
Bitter.
He's fine outside, you know what I mean? When I bump into him in public and stuff, he's just like, hey, man, how are you? And I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? And but at the shows, he's a real POS. And superstar Sean Candido. who, you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but we used to do a public access show when we were kids.
Yeah.
And Sean Candido was on the opposing public access show. So it's been beef since I was like in high school and shit, dog. I'm gonna fuck him up.
At this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him right in his head.
Okay.
You know, like when they keep slapping the Ricochet's bald head?
Yeah.
I'm gonna baby oil and slap the shit out of his bald head.
Please do this.
Please don't remember this. If you're gonna go to my show, don't remember this, because I'm for sure gonna write it down so I can slap his bald ass head during the show. I don't remember what my point was, but yeah. Oh, waking up after that show, it's gonna suck.
I don't miss the pain.
I'm probably gonna take some dumb bump.
Probably.
Not on purpose, you know what I mean?
Regret it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But you know, it's for the best. It's for the business, kid.
You gotta do the
Love it
superhuman.
Oh yeah. What I'm gonna jump on just lay a bunch of garbage on some chairs. Say F
Fuck
this shit.
Oh,
And then
I can't say that. Right?
no, you can say whatever you want. I don't give a
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
Yeah, I said fuck like 6 times already,
Oh.
probably. I
Top them
don't
and
even know.
bumps.
I haven't even noticed.
Yeah, it's just kind of how I talk. It's fine. So, but your body feels good. How's that mental game going, bro? Because I know that's a big. You might want to not admit it to yourself now or whatever, and I had to admit it to myself when I like stepped away and stuff too. It's a big hit to the mental game because, like you said, the performing in front of people, that's such an adrenaline rush. That's such a dopamine kick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're getting that twice a week. Minimal sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes you're doing 2 Saturdays and a Sunday or whatever. And now all of a sudden you're just nobody's cheering when you walk in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I walk into work the same day.
And nobody's
you know,
nobody's
nothing-
flipping out and chanting your name. Yeah, there's nobody standing there. What's that kid's name? Craig. Craig's not standing there with the sign guy or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't have any cool spots to do.
Right, you got nothing cool. You're just doing bullshit, normal life stuff.
Just working on the shoot. I feel great. You know, mentally, it's. I'm in denial about it. You know,
You're you're at that
But-
point still where you're kind of
I can say I'm a lot better than I was, like
while
a
you
month
were
ago
wrestling.
or
Okay.
2 months ago.
Okay.
Like a lot better mentally. Like I feel like I said this to Mike the other day that I feel
Mike Montero, in case you
Mike
didn't know.
Mashidoshi. I feel.
I don't know
like,
what that word you just said was, but
Like
You know,
a sensei.
Master Yoshi?
You know,
Tito.
Bloodsport.
he's your Master Yoshi.
Oh, I knew that's where you're going with that.
Jean-Claude
Okay,
Van
okay,
Damme
yep,
dudes.
nope, I got it now.
yeah.
Makes way more sense.
Mashidoshi. I told him that.
I was gonna say God bless you when you said it the first time.
Sorry.
You're good, man.
I feel like I needed to be carefree. I needed to not have the responsibility. I needed to just not have to worry about wrestling. Not have to, I got something coming up on Saturday. To just know, like, I have Saturday available. I can do whatever I want. I can wake up in the morning and not have to worry about, like, having to do anything. I can just be lazy, basically.
A little inside too. Pro wrestling is a relationship killer.
It is.
It's real hard to date somebody when you're every time they're free. You're like, well, I'm hanging out in my quackish with a bunch of other dudes, and we're gonna fake fight.
I can't tell you how many dates I have not gone on.
I'm sure, dude.
because of
I'm
this.
sure.
It's like, and it's still an ongoing thing.
It's still a problem.
I'm starting to think that maybe wrestling wasn't the problem.
Maybe.
But
They're just like, well,
Yeah.
you used to wrestle, so I don't want to hang out with you.
I've gone as far as like when I've gone out with somebody to go and like, oh, like what do you do in your spare time? And it's just like,
What a weird answer to have too, right?
like I'm like, I gotta find something else other than wrestling, so I'm not lying to somebody. So, but it's so like every time I was like, oh yeah, I do wrestling, and then it goes down the line of, oh, so like high school, like amateur. I'm like,
it's always the question. Yeah.
no,
Like high school
no,
wrestling?
like, oh, so like what kind of wrestling? And I'm just like, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
John
Do you know who Hulk Hogan is?
And they're like, oh, like Jeff Hardy or something. I'm like,
that's right up your that's not bad,
like,
right? Jeff Hardy's
that's
not a
it.
bad one.
And then like they're interested for the 5 minutes, and then talk to me when you get home, and I don't get that text back.
Right? Yeah.
It happens, believe it or not.
I believe it, dude. I grew up wrestling in a time where we weren't texting each other. We would call, and then you just never get that call, big guy. I'm 100 years old. I don't know if you know that or not. Been wrestling since I came out the womb, brother.
I can see that being worse, but I don't know, man. Nowadays we get like red receipts.
Oh, so I think
So
that
you
might be
know.
worse. So
At
you know she
Yeah.
saw it and she's
At
just
least
like,
if, at least if you call, you leave a voicemail, you could.
yeah,
you
maybe
know,
she's
she
out
could-
of town.
She
maybe,
could blame it on her brother deleting
yeah.
the voicemail or she had to, there's always an excuse. But this red receipt, you're screwed.
Oh yeah, that's bad
Caught
news,
up.
dude. So, but I'm glad you're doing good, man. Because like I said, it could be tough for sure. You know what I mean? Stepping away, and we were talking about it a little bit before offhand, and you go from 2 days, 3 days a weekend, you walk into a room where there's 50 people or you're saying hello to, or they're giving you hugs and they're catching up with you to like a normal weekend where you're just lamping on your couch with your dog. You know what I mean? Watching, I don't know, anime.
No.
No, you're not an anime guy. You said
man.
the Yoshitatsu. That threw me off. Yoshitatsu.
Watching like Sopranos or Trailer Park Boys.
Way better answers. Way better. I love Sopranos. Trailer Park Boys is pretty solid too. Sopranos is the truth, man. I didn't get into that shit till recently. The ending I was not a fan of, but I already knew, like from when it happened, that people hated it. Yeah. So I expected it to suck. I just don't know if I expected it to suck that bad.
I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
And when I really watched it as a kid. My parents was watching it at the time.
So you were around
so,
it though.
Yeah, like I would come out.
You walk in the room and be like, "What? No fucking macaroni?" or whatever he says.
I'd walk in and just see them doing like anything ridiculous, or and like sometimes I'd watch, but I never really got into it at all.
Yeah.
But until I got older and I started watching clips, and I'm like, all right,
this show looks like it's awesome.
This looks funny as hell. I think I watched like Goodfellas. And I went down this like Italian like mafia movie.
That's what you got to do. Goodfellas rules. Have you seen Casino?
I haven't.
Oh my god!
I start to watch it, but then
highly recommended.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
You gotta check it out.
It's on my list.
It's one of my favorites.
I've also been like a good Robert De Niro guy. He's grown on to me.
You're a fan now. You didn't like old Bobby Boy.
I didn't at first, but he's got on to me. So I've been watching a lot of his movies. Even Joe Pesci.
Oh, the old Pesci.
Joe Pesci. I love Joe Pesci. When I was a kid, I watched My Cousin Vinny and that.
Oh, that
sold me on him right away, man.
My Cousin Vinny fucking rules.
And it's one of the best.
If you ever get a chance, watch The Super.
The Super?
Yes, The Super.
Okay. That's right. Here on the Trainee Cast, we're giving you fucking movie advice. What do you want to watch while you're bored on Netflix? We got Goodfellas. We got Casino. We got My Cousin Vinny and... What'd you say, Trevor?
The Super.
The Super. Check out The Super. That shit's the truth. So, James, we are going to do a little bit of a deep dive here.
Okay.
Into some of your some matches. You sent me a list of like fucking 10 matches. I was like, we cannot. I don't want you at my house for 9 hours, man. We're going to eat dinner and shit after this. You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't want to sit here and watch like all of my matches. Like,
right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What kind of person would want to just sit and watch their own matches constantly? And we're gonna deep dive into your matches. I don't know. For some reason I numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 4, but not what the matches actually were. So we're gonna pop them up at random and see what they are. So I think this first one we're starting off hot. I don't think we are. Maybe we are. I don't know. I think this might be the brand taking on Detox. I might be lying though.
No. Wait, I don't know. This is
it says
Legacy. I had 2 matches this Legacy. Oh yes, okay. So this is that match.
Oops, sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to make sure this works out good. RWA Legacy, folks. Ooh, see, you wanted to start off hot, and we are hot.
This is like.
Now, this is Chop Shop 2, right?
It's so funny now that I've teamed with them.
Yeah.
And being on the opposite side of the coin, where it's like I'm starting matches hot.
You're the guy rushing people and shit now.
Yeah.
Instead of getting rushed. So this is Chop Shop 2. You've already been in RWA for a little while?
Honestly, no, not really. I think I just started. This is when I returned to RWA.
Okay, because you were like. You did some stuff and then you left and you did some stuff. Okay. You weren't a regular.
Yeah, I wasn't a regular. I feel like I was, but I just had to show up and show up to training and such. That's a whole.
It's a whole other ballgame, right? The whole other conversation, right?
You know what I mean?
But we can get into it. We got time, brother. I mean, who was running training at that time? JT.
JT. I think it alternated after that, but I ended up stopped. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know if I just gave up, which is more than likely the case. maybe I threw up one class and
Yeah,
was just
you
like,
know, sometimes you just
like,
throw up. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong, but I don't have the desire to become like a WWE superstar
Right,
or to
you're-
make
you're-
it to that stage.
Right.
I really just want to be like one of the people that, like a Mike Montero, like a Kellen Thomas, like an Anthony Stone, like those type of guys. Like how
Who are out here grinding,
Yeah.
kind of doing their own thing.
I would like to be one of those guys.
You want to be a grinder.
Like, I want to be the top guy at RWA. I want to be the top guy at NRG, PG. Like, all the places that I wrestle in, because, like, I would watch people climb the ranks there.
So you want to be like a hometown hero.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know,
vibe
I
you're
don't
going
have
for.
any... I don't want to be, like... Listen, I wouldn't decline an opportunity. to
Right.
wrestle
If WWE knocked on your
but-
door and they're like, here's a contract, kid, you're not saying no.
No,
Neither
like,
am I, dog. You're like,
It's not my goal. So it's like going to training at that point in time every like Tuesday or Thursday, I think it was, or Monday or Wednesday or something like that, and just ended up puking. And I just was like, I'm all set. Like, I'm good. Like, so I just stopped going. And obviously, like, you know, to play along, you know, you have to go along.
Yeah,
So I ended up not getting booked at RWA for a while. And I kind of just had to really bust my ass within RCW and getting opportunities elsewhere. And
to kind of show off for yourself.
yeah,
So
and
make
show
it
up to
work.
RWA, and you know, I was getting along. I still have good relationships with T and everybody there. You know, especially even at this point.
Shout out RWA and T Phoenix, by the way.
Yeah.
The RWA forever. I think I'll probably have some sort of thing promoting that while we're here, because we're not just stealing your footage. I swear to God, it's on YouTube for free. We're just watching it. We're just watching it.
I sent the link, so it's my fault. Send all hate mail to Jamie Tucker's address.
YoungJames@gmail.com.
He has my address.
But so you say that you didn't want to be in the WWE. I totally get that, man.
Yeah.
I grew up in Fall River, the Dirt City, as some of you guys call it.
Yes, the Dirt City.
And I went to wrestling at the PAL and the Bank Street Armory way more than I went to the big wrestling. And my goal was always to wrestle at the PAL. I wanted to wrestle Brick Housebaker, and I wanted to wrestle Scott Ashworth, and I got to do all of those things. So the fact that I never went to WWE on a tryout, I don't. That shit doesn't even bug me. Don't get me wrong, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever. But the fact that I got to wrestle Brickhouse, that Brickhouse asked to wrestle us, and when he was on his final run, and same thing with Ashworth. When Ashworth, he got a promo and he's like, "I got the distinct pleasure of chatting with the Monster Max." I love that shit, man. That's burned in my brain forever.
I love Sweet.
Now this is with, I think at the time maybe Jason Devine and Ricky Medeiros would sometimes do RICW shows.
Yeah.
So this wouldn't be your first time working them, right?
No. We damn, I'm trying to think back.
Is he still Cutter Kowalski? When is this from?
This is 2019.
Pre-pan.
I think, yeah. I think this is 2019. Yeah, because I had a really good year in 2019. So,
You had a hot run.
Yeah, I wrestled probably.
Touched the knee there. How you doing, brother?
Hey, come on, relax.
Sorry.
Done.
Save that for when we're not on camera.
I just had a lot of I think I wrestled the most matches that year.
That was your year.
I
your
wrestled.
Big year.
I had opportunities to wrestle at XWA. I think I just started wrestling for Proven Ground at this time. What else was I just got a lot of cool opportunities because before this I was only wrestling at RICW.
And that's it.
And that's it. I would get opportunities to wrestle elsewhere, but RSW is where I always was. I was pretty much always. I would consider myself a chop shop.
A chop shop guy.
Original,
Yeah.
I would say,
The
or
first
something
chop
like
shop,
that.
not this. This is
Yeah.
Chop Shop 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
But Chop Shop 1, I feel like there was something special about that building, man.
I love that building.
The crowds were always real hot and
Yeah.
poppy, and shit was always popping off in there. It was a good time.
It's where I really got a love for wrestling.
Right.
Because I just saw especially we talked about this a lot of the times, that time in RWA in 2014, 14. The roster was stacked.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like,
there was some straight killers on
That
those
was-
shows.
Like, I still go back and watch matches like from that time period to this day.
Oh yeah.
Like, if
And you
like,
never know. You'd go to a Chop Shop show. You have no. There could be just some Beyond guy because there's a show from Beyond later that night, or
Yeah.
like JT Dunn or Paul London's in the building,
Yeah,
or
Brian
like whatever.
Cage.
Right, all these random ass people just
Like-
popping up at these shows, and you never knew. You never knew.
Yeah, a majority of the people that were wrestling in the Chop Shop at that time, or some of them were signed to WWE,
Right now.
AEW,
Yeah, yeah.
TNA. Like, it's kind of crazy.
And then there's me. I'm signed to this couch.
That's not entirely a bad thing.
It's sure not, buddy. It's sure
Okay.
not. Oh! Double knee to the belly from. Was that you? You did the
Yeah. I don't even know what we called.
One.
What we called that.
2.
I like credit, like, for my ability of a professional wrestler. I
Yep.
credit all that ability to them.
To those guys.
Like Ricky,
to like what you learned.
Jason
and-
Devine, Mike Montero, Stephen Lust, Devin Blaze, David Baker. Unfortunately,
David Baker's a tough one. He's one of those like a Ryan Drew kind of figure. You know what I mean?
can't.
Like it's tough to love him, but some
Yeah.
people just love this shit out of
he's
him.
that one last part of like that.
Is he still give you a hard time?
Yeah, like he's still that one part of like that.
Come
old
on,
New England
dude.
wrestling scene that just won't.
Come on,
give.
dude.
But I love him and I respect him a lot.
We've got new champions.
No, oh yeah,
This is the match. You sent this match
so
to me, dog.
like we had I've had so many matches with them, like.
Look,
I couldn't
Ricky
even-
Medeiros hanging upside down. I apologize if I call them by their real names at any point on this. I just thought about it. I was like, I may have already called them both by their real names.
I've been teaming with them for years, and I still get that. Even during, like,
Promos and stuff. Yeah.
This was very shocking because, like, I would have never expected this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. This was...
I think this was technically...
Was this for the RWA tag titles?
It
Or
was
was
for
it
both.
It was for both.
Yeah, because I don't, were we the RCW?
I mean, it looks like you got two belts
we were
each
the
there.
RCW tag team, and they were the RWA tag team champions. At the
Okay.
time. So this is something that's like, I don't know if it's ever been
Here they come back in.
done before.
Jason
or at
Devine
least
back.
done in a while. Yeah, we were scared here.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this wasn't talked about beforehand.
No, we didn't
Just
know
came-
what was gonna happen.
They
here,
knew. Come on,
You know,
doing business. The good guys.
we went to war in the next match that we had. We had a.
The hell you didn't send me that one for,
bro.
bro? What the fuck?
Because I
it was
think,
just long. It was
I think this one means more because of like come on, I've never seen that happen in so long. Like the
Right,
RWA
right,
and
yeah.
RCW tag team. Like I always wanted like to be.
Here
like,
comes LDB too to celebrate with his boys. I love the brand.
That's my boy. Regardless, LDB like that's
LDB
like
for life.
going
Fool.
back to the backyard days.
Who the man?
Who the man? Big Daddy Kahuna.
His father. That's who the man was.
But
Oh, LDB.
LDB,
Little Daddy Bravo. Yeah.
It's like, I love this match just for like even. I think this was one of my first legacies to be a part of like an actual match because before I was just
Battle Royal
I
guy,
think
right?
I
Were you in a Battle Royal with me once?
I did.
Like a tag team Battle Royal or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I don't know if it was Monster Mack as your tag team partner.
I mean, it was
could've
Monster
been-
Mack.
It could have been like
I don't know if it was somebody hanging out in Monster Mack's gear,
Yeah.
and calling himself Monster
you
Mack.
know,
But
I'm
either
not too
way,
sure.
or was Monster Mack in the best shape of his goddamn career? I don't
It's a
really.
possibility.
It is a
Ooh,
possibility.
I gotta get on that diet.
Yeah, you gotta get on that. I think he was. What's the one where you don't eat bread and stuff? Keto. I think he was keto in.
I don't know why I thought of Kino from
Ninja Turtles 2? Yeah. Kino! Yeah, I'm with it, dog. I feel you in my heart. You don't have to explain random Ninja Turtle quotes to me,
I
dog.
know.
That's where I live. I live in
The,
random quote land.
I was only in like I think I was in 2 previous like tag team battle royal matches.
Yeah. So nothing like
So yeah,
singles match.
I had the El Dirte scramble the night before that, which was like probably like it's in my top 5.
Yeah, that's one of the other ones you
Of,
sent me.
like,
I
my-
don't know if I picked it. I picked random matches.
It's okay.
So I'm not
It's
sure
a
if
lot
that's going to be the
on
one.
in that match.
A lot going on in
Like-
in all these matches.
Yeah, that was probably like one of my favorite.
The El Dirte Scramble, though, is known to be
Yeah,
a shenanigan.
Like,
you know what I mean?
he-
Like it's
this is one of those things where it's like, especially in times like Legacy and stuff like that, I always just tried to not let the moments affect me.
yeah.
Like at that point in time, I just like because if I did, I would have messed up or I would have made a fool out of myself or something. I would have overthought everything and just thought of like basically be a mark.
Who else was in the match
You know
with
what
you?
I mean? The Elder Tay, it was Harry Brooks,
Okay.
Jack Connor, who returned to RWA that night.
Where is he?
I
What,
don't know.
What is going on with him? Because like, didn't some shit happen, right? Or am I crazy?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
You
I don't
could've
know the
been
full
something.
story.
It could have been something.
I feel like
I just
something
think
happened.
he fell off the face
And
of
then
the
he,
planet.
I feel like something happened and it wasn't that bad, or it wasn't real or something.
Yeah.
And then he
let
was just
something
like,
get to him. Yeah.
he's out. Yeah, yeah. I get it.
Probably like on the same thing. He just never really cared about wrestling like that strong to just to fight. It was just kind of just like whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
It was like something that you can
people
lose.
didn't
You
wanna
can
accept
lose
him
passion for stuff.
to-
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you can love something fully and then just be like, all right,
I
I
think
don't
he had
think this
other
is it for me
passions, too.
anymore. Right? Was he a music kid? I feel like he
Yeah.
liked music. Yeah.
Yeah. I did karaoke and stuff.
Yeah, he seemed like he'd be a karaoke kind of guy.
Yeah.
Trevor, I think the tripod is falling. Do you think you could go, just take a step over there?
Well,
I'll
it
I'll
kinda-
guide you. I'll guide you through it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can do that.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna, James, while Trevor's fixing the tripod.
Put this in the blooper reel.
So hey, buddy. So this one right here on the upper left. Just raise it up just a little bit. There might be some tape somewhere. We're dealing with some high class equipment here at the Mack Cast. Don't mind Trevor while he jerks the camera around just a little bit.
Technical difficulties.
I mean, I wouldn't call them difficulties. Just like, like technical. Right there, perfect. Technical snags. We're having a little snafu.
Okay.
A snafu for you. That's perfect, my bud. You just hop back on. It's cool. We're all fixed up. Don't even worry about it, folks. When I looked over at the camera, me and Trevor were like the same height, and I know that's not real life. The man has a very
didn't
long
notice
torso.
that.
You know what I mean? He's a gigantic man. I might have to go back into the post-op and edit. Is it falling again? Am I just standing? Either way, if it falls, folks, we'll fix it, and then
that?
we'll be right back.
What's
We're
that
live, pal.
The Happy Gilmore thing when he's got one shoe on and he's like leaning to the side.
Yeah.
What's it look like? And he's like, nah.
Slanted to the left. No, you're just wearing one shoe. This house might be slanted. I don't know. Monster Mack built part of it. All right, so
That
we
explains a lot.
are taking a look here at NRG, and I don't know what this match is.
This would probably be the four-way.
Look at you though. You're filled with rage. It's shooting out of you right there, man. I just said, unbelievable.
Up, man. Hulking up.
NRG, National Ring Gladiators. And I gotta say, they put on some hell of a shows. They're running actively right now. You recently wrestled for their. It kind of all ties into you leaving,
Fireball.
right?
Yeah. Wasn't really the idea. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just kind of worked out this way. Yeah. I wasn't planning to be a part of NRG really. I mean, I'm sure I was gonna be a part of it at some point in time, but when
Yeah.
it was his first thought, I wasn't even a part of it. I was actually filming the show.
Okay.
So
You were like cameraman
the
James.
first- and then the next show after that, I was like, maybe I'll be on there. And then someone called out, and I ended up wrestling Steven Lust and had a really, really good match. Crowd accepted me, but
They were into it, yeah.
Versus before when typical in that building WCW, the fans hated me. Always wanted David Baker and.
Really?
Devin Baker and all the,
that's
the
weird.
pros to chop the hell out of me. And
Okay.
they didn't really like me very much. Even when I was I worked a program with maniacal Jack Kruger, and
Those
They still hate
Fairhaven fans, though, those are the same fans that have been going to that building and watching those shows for 15 fucking years.
which is insane.
And and literally, if you watch the tapes and you look back at 2010, 2009, it is those same people. So, like, when you say they hated you, like, they must have they holding on to that hatred.
They hated it.
Like, you couldn't get out ahead of it. You know what I mean? Because it's the same people.
I was afraid that when I shown up to NRG that I was going to get the same reaction. But, no. It was very different. And because of their support, because of their...
And we're back after, I guess it was a technical difficulty, James. You were right. It was way more than a snafu.
Way was.
So we're going to jump right back into this match. Ricky Medeiros, he's making his entrance. We're looking at the side of his head.
Yep. He's got a good mullet.
Solid mullet.
Solid, dude. I love his little mullet. Oh, when it shucks, dude.
And here he comes. Big Game James.
There's a boy wearing a crop top.
A crop top with somebody. Is that somebody playing hopscotch? Are they doing jump rope?
Oh no, it's just some gym basketball floor that they had there. That's the old Bijou Theater in Fairhaven.
I've heard them say that before, but I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know either.
Like, did they do plays in this building?
I guess it was like they had that. Yeah, they had plays. I think they did movies. I think there was more movies.
Oh, that kind of theater, not that kind of theater.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now is this the first time we see DCMC battle? So which one of you is D? Which one of you is C? I'm guessing Medeiros is M. Right?
So like it's like I'm a C and like I don't know what I stand for.
What was your DCMC like nickname? Were you like the assassin James Tuckerton?
No, that was Ricky.
He was the assassin.
He's the Dirt City assassin. Jason Devine is the Dirt City enforcer.
So we get an enforcer and an assassin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And you were the Dirt City
soldier.
Oh, you were out there taking your front line. You're taking the L.
Oh yeah.
You're the bump guy.
Yeah.
Is basically
it's
what
like
it came down
insider.
To. A little inside, but you're the heater. You're the bump guy. I got it. Okay. I'm with it.
You send me on a mission, James. This is what you got to do. You gotta take this beating for us.
Young James, you got to take this ass whooping
until we come in. Just take as much as you can and tag us in for the hot tag. And we'll take it from there.
In their defense, most of the Dirt City murder crew has been wrestling since they were like 7 years old.
Oh yeah.
So they got old man bones.
I'm the young boy.
You're the young boy for sure.
But I had no problem with that. I knew walking in.
Super kick.
Earn my stripes, and I mean like even just to get a spot in this team.
That must have been pretty cool for you though, because I know even beforehand you had some admiration for these guys.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, like watching, RWA in the first Chop Shop, I saw these guys, so I saw their journeys. You know what I mean? Like obviously before I met them at that point, they were already well into their careers.
Oh yeah,
like 4 or 5 years at that point.
Probably more, dude. Honestly,
probably.
So probably 4 or 5 years, like legitimately working the indie scene.
I would say,
and then probably another 4 or 5 years before that, like doing, what underground shows. You know what I mean? Like kind of that kind of vibe.
I would just like they were always my favorites. I would go to the shows and like.
It's kind of rude. I was right there, dude.
Well, you too. But I'm saying, we're talking like them. You know what I mean?
Playing, dog. Don't mind me.
I had my favorites of like people that I would like. I want to go see. Like if I was at RWA's tonight, who's on the show, and then like. These guys would be on the list, and more often than not, they were.
Yeah.
So
at least one of them, right?
Yeah.
Most likely 2 at least. But
they're very entertaining. You know what I mean? Like
right. Yeah.
I loved watching them wrestle. I loved watching them work. Like
you said, you got to watch those characters grow too.
Yeah.
So you get to see them go through different iterations of who they are and who they were.
Yep.
And then eventually, now you're in a group with them. And you're a part of that kind of idea, that think tank of what to become. It must be pretty surreal, man. It's pretty cool.
I credit my whole career to them, really. Like, granted, like, there's been people before that I was giving tidbits of information and people that I've trained with.
Dude, you learn from everyone, right? And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be a small thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you have to, like... They don't have to stay your... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like... Eventually, you move on to the next one, and you kind of have the people that you kind of thought like, wow, that's like the kind of person I want to grow up to be, that kind of wrestler. you realize like, oh, I think I might get this better than them, or I might have past that level.
Yeah.
So you can't really look up to them, but it doesn't mean you don't learn something along the way, or even now you can learn just a little trick here or there.
Oh, even like from like a personal life standpoint too, I've learned so much from these guys.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I went through so much stuff in my life, and like if it wasn't for them like helping me through certain things, like if I ever needed like some advice, I knew I could count on these guys, because like
and they're not going to sugarcoat it either.
No.
They're not going to feed you bullshit,
especially like any kind of experiences that like I've never faced before, because like I'm a kid from Westport, you know what I mean?
Wait,
I'm not.
You're from the actual Dirt City. Goddamn, pal, we're back. That's 2 technical difficulties in a row. I don't know what's going on here. Trevor, it looks like I'm going to need to get your debit or credit card information so I could. I need to order a new tripod or something, because this shit's getting ridiculous. Yeah, this happened, 3 weeks ago? Now it happened twice on this episode? It's a haunted tripod. Or did that son of a bitch Monster Mack set us up to fail in this episode because he knew he wasn't going to be here?
Yeah.
And you guys get to see how sweet it is.
They're going to run the Mack Cast without me?
Right, and I think it's the Mack Cast.
This episode, not the popular one, TJ.
He's for sure on Team TJ. I didn't want to get too into it. I don't know if it would upset you or not.
Don't forget, Mac, you called me a strapping young lad.
Yeah, he called.
Don't forget.
No, what was it? Taut. Called you. He did call you a strapping young lad. He called you taut. That was behind the scenes. That was when he was talking about you personally. He called you a taut young boy.
Okay, yeah.
And we're back with the magic of professional editing. Shit keeps falling. I don't know what's going on. Trevor just walked back in. Trevor disappeared. I don't even know how that happened. Trevor, can you flip that screen for me, big guy? We're having some trouble here on the Mack Cast, folks. But we're gonna work right through it. I don't give a good goddamn, Jamie. We're gonna watch these matches.
Let's do it.
All right, so right now we're gonna start back up. I don't know what just happened, but you're making a crate. You're doing this.
I think I just put him down gently,
You gave him a nice little spin and you placed him down.
Yep, and apparently I got a 2 count on that. Match was pretty cool. Just to be a part of it, I wasn't even so many things have happened in my life that I thought in wrestling.
Yeah. Well, in your life, that's part of your life, man.
But in wrestling, of course, that I never would have thought I would be able to experience. Like I said, I didn't have a big plan of doing this. I didn't have a dream.
You weren't like, I'm gonna wrestle at WrestleMania in the main event.
If I'm being honest, I probably could have been done at in 2015.
In RICW.
Well, at that point in time, I could have called it then. That's when the real thoughts started coming.
So it's been 10 years of you being
10 years. Because in 2015, I'll just say life was going outside of wrestling was going really well. I was I don't know, what was I, a little into my 20s.
I don't know how old you are now.
I think I just got my I could be able to drink and stuff, so I was going out and having good times with my friends.
Trying to live a normal life of a 20-something-year-old.
And I just was just I don't want to, I could go do something else. I could spend my nights, maybe going out with my friends, or not like that, but that sounds kind of bad, but.
No, but it's what people did. It's what people do when they're in their 20s.
My social life was pretty good at that point, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You're trying to say you had some bitches.
Yeah, all right, let's just say that.
Well, I'm sorry, people. You had some lovely ladies that entertained.
Lovely company.
There's a reason why they call him Big Game James. That's all I'm saying.
So no, I was just you know what? I've done enough. I'm content with. I'm good. I can walk away peacefully. And I had a match with Mike, and obviously I opened up my eyes to maybe I can do more. So I ended up keeping.
This guy pushed me a little bit here, and
it got me motivated to want more out of it. So I just kept going. So and it wasn't obviously until a couple of years, but up until this point, not this point, but in my career, so many things have happened that I just never expected. So for me to team with these guys is one thing. To wrestle these guys is one thing. To have a match with all 3 of them and be in a team with them is one thing. Like, there's just so many things that I would have never. You could have told me this 2 years, 3 years ago. Hey, you're gonna have this match with them, or you're gonna be in a team with these guys, and I would have told you you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because I just never expected it. Because I just never thought that people thought of me like in this light, or could trust me to be this guy.
When did that happen? When did so obviously at some point or another,
Yeah.
Mike takes you under his wing, right?
Yep.
And obviously there's a drastic change in your work rate and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Probably around like 2019, like just before COVID.
And what was it? Was there like a match that he saw, or did he just see it in you? Because I don't know if you know this, and this isn't your first time on a Monster Mack production.
No, it's not.
You were on the Monster Mack show in season 3, and Monster Mack made an 8x10 of you dance.
This is full
It
circle.
was it's full circle, and now and Mike Montero was on the episode making the Jamie Tucker 8x10 dance. Damn.
That's one of the craziest.
God damn, fam.
You want to know a funny story about that?
Absolutely.
So those promo pictures were taken by my English teacher.
What are you trying to say? Why?
Yes.
Was your English teacher a photographer? Were you wearing your gear at school?
Yes.
Yes, you were
in
wearing
middle
your.
of English class.
What are you?
So.
It's not even like it's a theater teacher. That would have made sense to me. The theater
sounds,
teacher was like taking your gear.
It sounds way worse than it really is.
No, it's probably worse.
So, when I was graduating, they had me do a senior project. And I was so like, I don't know what to do my senior project on. And I forgot what the topic of it was. Because every school's different with their senior projects. So, my school wanted...
I don't think that was a thing when I was in school.
Really?
Trevor, do you remember senior project?
Oh, then maybe it was just a Westport thing. So we did like a senior project that would like kind of be a big chunk of your grade, your graduating grade. Of course. So my project, the topic was something to do with life. I don't know. Something that can.
Here's a reason why you're gonna hate life in 5 years.
I don't even know. It was honestly so pointless. But I was like, I can't think of anything. Like we would brainstorm ideas. I'm like, well, I like wrestling. I'm a professional wrestler. Like all this stuff. At that time, I was backyard wrestling. But still,
it's so funny, right? Because like, the further back you go in your memory, the more you think you knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're like way more confident when you suck.
Yeah.
Than you are when you actually understand what wrestling is and you're getting good. And you're like, nah, I still suck, dude. It's so funny to think about it like that.
It's like it's so weird. But no, I did that senior project on something to do with professional wrestling.
Yep.
And they were like, oh, we need like pictures of you doing like wrestling and stuff.
We need pictures of you doing the
like,
wrestling.
I don't even know. And at that time, I was wrestling on mattresses.
Right.
So, like,
yeah.
And this is something that I also have to present to my English class.
Right, and you don't want to put up pictures of you jumping off a tree.
I'm wearing
onto
like
some
skinny jeans and like green leg warmers, and like I got a freaking chicken chest. Like it just
right now or then.
Then
okay.
Not so much now, but like then
you got a chicken nugget chest now, yeah.
Chicken tender.
Chicken tendy. Sorry, tendy. Chicken tendy chest.
But yeah, we did like I did that. So my English teacher was like, "Well, like I'm bringing in the camera to take pictures, so like bring your wrestling gear." And I mean, like looking back, that sounds weird.
It for sure sounds weird.
But like at that time, I'm like, all right, like I got to do this.
You popped your top off for the class and everything.
This was.
Now it's gonna get real weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it after class? It's just you and the teacher.
No. I honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering. I think it obviously was during.
You might have blocked. You might be blocking some stuff out, Jamie, from some trauma.
I might even went outside and did these pictures.
Okay.
Too, which is even weirder.
Get that good lighting.
Like you have to walk in the back of the school where like a bunch of kids have the windows open and they can see all this, you know?
So you're just out there doing your
young buck
flex,
pose,
yep.
Like with my shirt off, like. Yeah, I even did a couple pictures with a mask on. Yeah, I don't know. I bought some random like $5 mask at like a PRP show.
Steal one of our lucha masks.
Actually, oh my god, I do.
I knew it.
I do have one.
I knew it.
And I should have brought it, and I didn't think about it, but
okay,
I do
dude.
have one.
It's
I know
okay.
it's in a box in storage. I still have it.
We've had so many Mil Mascaras masks to give to the trainees.
I think I took it as my keepsake, and I just meant to give it back, and I was just like, you know what? Like, this is a fond memory. Let me keep this.
If you didn't know, I think that was probably your first RWA show ever, right?
Yeah. I think at that point I was training with JT.
Young James, who else was with you? I know I was on the team.
So like I don't know.
Jason Medeiros, maybe?
I think Jason Medeiros was on that team. Dick Lane.
And Dick Lane. That's what it was. It was me. It was me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was in that match too. So it's me, Dick Lane making his debut as training number MF Doom.
I didn't even know mine.
I don't remember what it was. Everybody got random numbers. You and Jason Medeiros, you guys all played trainees. We needed a bunch of trainees. We beat it. I was going to watch that today too. But god damn, the promo before that match is so long. And it's like 9 minutes before we even start the match. The International Men of Honor.
That makes sense.
And that was like Judge Logan Chambers, Dante, Irish Warrior, and then... Christopher Sterling?
Yes, Christopher Sterling.
Famo. I figured it out.
Sorry, Christopher Sterling. I love you.
But there was a bunch of your guys debuts in RWA, kind of your foot in the door, and you guys all played trainings. There have been many a folk who have played trainings throughout the years, folks. Folks you wouldn't believe, honestly.
Yeah.
And now you guys are a part of that sweet crew.
By
the way, I'm still waiting for my training dues. You guys, with interest, you owe me like $19,000. I'll send you a bill, kid.
What if it wasn't me under that?
Oh,
yeah, that hurt.
Well, I remember it was you under the mask because you were crying about taking a clothesline from Sip.
I was a big baby ass back then.
It's okay.
I still am. You know, I bitch about shit, but I'll do it. I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll do it.
As long as it gets done, right?
I mean?
And you did. You got it done. You took
probably
the big clothesline.
That was probably one of the reasons why I stopped getting booked at RWA 2s because, like, I was a baby ass and I was kind of complaining about.
Yeah.
And especially at that time too, I was the Power Ranger.
Go, Jamie Tucker. Yeah.
And T wasn't really a big fan of the.
No,
Power
he didn't
Ranger.
like it.
No, he really didn't. Like even as far as like. I did a Thanksgiving Throwdown or like the Chaos Rumble.
I don't know what the hell it was called.
There was one of the Royal Rumbles he did, and like his son Adam wanted to wear the gear to be like an orange set of gear that I had, which is the only gear I brought besides my Power Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do like some Finn Balor gimmick. And be in the Rumble, so I was like, well, I have this orange set of gear, so I went to my orange set. And
so you had to wear the Power Ranger.
I was like, yeah, I kind of have no choice but to wear the Power Ranger set, T. And he was just like, okay. So like, I managed to get the gear on, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it.
I wonder why. Is it just because like
I don't know. I always just thought like people are gonna have their opinions on everything. You know what I mean? Like. Not like it's just a
big brainbuster.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that movie. It's my favorite movies.
Holy shit!
Oh.
Yeah, while
Mikey didn't even know what was happening.
Mike had Jason Devine in the sharpshooter.
You outsmarted Yoshitatsu.
Yoshitatsu. God damn it! Why Shidoshi?
I'm sorry, Yoshidoshi.
Yoshidoshi.
I'm just playing here, folks. I'm just making jokes. I swear to God.
Bubba.
Don't get mad at me. I'm just playing around.
Yeah, they what were we talking about?
I honestly, absolutely no idea. Completely lost it. I'm a host of this goddamn show. I've got no idea what's going on. But either way, your surprising victory.
This is
and you're retaining the title here.
Yeah. So this is the Whaling City Festival Championship. So pretty much, it's basically a Money in the Bank kind of rule style where you can cash it in basically
whenever you want.
Lack of term of saying.
Yeah.
So I won it at the Whaling City Festival because whoever holds it has to cash it in before the festival happens because you have to crown a new champion every year.
Okay.
So they have until that date, or there'll just be stripped of the title.
They're doing it again this year, right?
They're doing it again this year.
Shout
yeah.
out NRG. Davey Cash up in this bitch. Shout out
City
Davey.
Festival. I think they're doing like 7 shows.
That's too many shows.
I could be wrong.
It's too much wrestling. If you're doing, I remember.
Or 5. I think I saw 5 or 7. I could be wrong.
I think one of the times that showcased at the Whaling City Festival, we wrestled for him, and we did like 5 of the 7 shows. That was miserable, dog. It was so hot. It's the middle of summer.
I played
150 fucking degrees.
I played 2 roles at the Whaling City Festival before. I've done ring crew for Top Rope when they were doing it.
Yep.
And
how long ago was that?
I don't. What it must have been even the last time they did it.
Yeah, it had to. It has to.
The time before that.
Yeah.
So that was like probably like what 2013.
Probably. Yeah.
2013. Yeah. I did that, and that was hell. And I just did ring crew, and I sat out in the crowd area to bring back shirts and the ring. And
yeah, you just
did
did
that.
Just ring guy stuff.
That was hell. And then like to even be a part of it and wrestle for all the days. Oh my God, man!
How did you get that spot doing ring crew for Top Rope?
So I did an open house, and I could be wrong on this, so don't hold me to it. One of the things was I wanted to train.
Yeah.
And Steve offered me money to go to do the ring crew.
Yep.
Put that towards training.
Say what you want about Steve Ricardo. That mother lover always pays up to do ring crew, man.
Yeah. Steve. I love Steve. I think I have a good relationship with Steve.
Same.
We don't really talk, but
Same.
A civil relationship. I see him in public. So, public.
You guys hug?
No. But I see him sometimes
I'm
around.
gonna hug you the next time
area.
I see you, Steve Ricardo.
I don't think you'd want me to hug him.
I don't think you want me to hug him either, but I'm still gonna do it.
But I ended up doing ring crew for Top Rope. I actually, which is pretty cool. I saw a lot of different shows while.
Oh yeah. Trevor's got that same story, man. Trevor's
that's how
did
we
ring
met.
crew.
Yeah, that's how
crazy.
it's also like how I met Monster Mack too, in a funny weird way. So
What a jabroni that Monster Mack doing ring crew.
I'm not even going to talk.
45 years old.
Right now, I'm actually upset with him because he's not here right now. So I'm not even going to mention the
Dude,
story.
he's trying to keep the lights on. He's got he's going butthole of Jesus,
Whatever.
and he's filming some content. If you guys like weird feet and floppy underarms, that onlyfans.com/Monster Mack, just for you. Check out the link.
Just disgusting.
It's not real. I don't think that's real. It might be real. I don't
I
know.
hope it's not. Just for your sake.
For my sake, he's probably gonna try to make me edit that shit.
Oh, I feel bad. Just make Trevor do it.
Yeah, that's the plan, man.
I ended up seeing like a couple cool shows. I seen like Beyond Wrestling's first like American Rana.
Okay, hell yeah.
Like that was pretty cool. I actually like what was cool too is while doing the ring crew, I got to like be in the locker room and see the people who were back there at the time, like Mike Bennett.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to think of who else was there. At
Chris
the time
Hero
too.
sometimes.
Matt Taven. Chris Hero was at Beyond Wrestling, which was pretty cool. I can't think of who else was it.
You're talking about
you're talking about Top Rope.
Yeah,
Oh,
Top
my
Rope,
bad,
Top
dude.
Rope, yeah.
Top Rope.
Like all the Top Rope originals, Teddy.
That's
all those
that's
guys.
Goods with a Z.
With a Z, Teddy Goods. All those guys. So it was kind of cool to be in the locker room and like kind of like rub shoulders with those guys. I did Top Rope ring crew for a little bit, and then did I did a couple trainings with them.
Yeah, and what was it about the trainings that made you look elsewhere?
At the time I couldn't afford it.
Okay, that's fair, man.
I couldn't afford it. I was like, at that time I think I was working at Dunkin'. Or I was being a pizza delivery driver.
Right, so you just didn't have the ducats.
I just did not have money,
happen.
and like at the same time, I wasn't so unsure if I even wanted to do this at that time or take it that serious.
To put down a down payment, and like monthly payments. And
it all sounded cool to me, but I'm a big like I don't want to put myself in a situation like if I can avoid it, I don't want to spend a ton of money on training and then all of a sudden find out a month and 2 months later, I just don't like it.
Yeah, you hate it.
Because I'm being a baby ass because I was at the time. Like someone say something to me that
somebody said something mean to you. I don't want to go to Top Rope.
At that time too, like it was kind of tough.
If I'm being honest, I think that there is there's going to be some people that disagree with me on this. I think there is room for bullying in wrestling.
There is.
And I think there's a time and place for it, obviously. And I think some people react well to maybe not exactly bullying, but that, like, get up, you bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've realized.
Like, get that.
I realize now what they were trying to do. And I respect it and I appreciate it. Because back then I didn't understand. I just thought that they just didn't like me. And now being on the opposite side of the coin now, that like people that were in my position or similar that are coming up, it's like, I mean, it's a much different now. I would say there's a lot of that mentality of like
wrestling has softened up even in just the last 5 years.
It's changed. I'm not saying
it's a bad thing, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're saying that. How do you? I was a child getting chopped up by full-grown men in training classes.
It's not like,
you know what I mean? It's not like that anymore, and I think that's probably better off.
It is. I feel like it varies per case.
Right,
there's some people that deserve it, and then there's some people that, you know.
I mean, I probably deserved it too, but you probably still shouldn't be beating up a child.
Yeah, it's like back then it was so different, like getting into it. So I always just thought that people were out to get me and that people didn't like me or
paranoia.
didn't respect me.
Paranoia.
But like I realized after like Shay Cash put this into perspective for me, and like I mean all the guys, because after like 2019, when I started branching out and going to other places, I started sharing locker rooms with different people.
Right, yeah. You
and
get to know everybody.
I started earning the respect of all those people that kind of like looked down on me or didn't really, not that they didn't care for me, but just, you know, whatever.
You think a lot of that was internalized though? Like you felt like they looked down on you, and maybe they didn't even look. Maybe they didn't even think that way. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like,
I think there's some cases to that.
Yeah.
I like after just talking to them, they were just like, you know, a lot of those guys came back to me and were just like, you know, we never really. It's not that we didn't like you, or you know, it was just how we were brought up.
Right.
And
you know, you kind of like, you razz the new kid, man. You fuck
like,
with the green boy.
I
That's
get
kind
it.
of the thing.
Well, especially because we're in RICW at the time, we were always taught, not taught, but like it was always like a secret that people in the RWA or people like that were above us per se, like did not like us.
Like they looked down on you.
Yeah, like if they were in a match or a rumble with us,
like,
they would beat us up and like.
RICW, man, I remember seeing Steve Broad and Steve Lust there.
Yeah.
And telling T Phoenix like, yo, you gotta get like a handle. You gotta get these kids. Yeah. You gotta try to like see what we can do.
They were good.
And not even that they were good, but you could see the glimmer.
Yeah.
Of like, ooh, they got something. Let's get them with us. Let's get them to do the thing.
Yeah.
And obviously that same thing happened with you eventually. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understood at that time it wasn't my time. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready, and like I could go back and say like, yeah, I could have, but no, I couldn't have. Looking back, like I wouldn't. I mean, granted, when I joined DCMC, I was thrown to the wolves.
Oh yeah, like, man! I'm sure you're just thrown in the mix with these guys who are doing like all this, and
it was like
nobody's batting an eye, and nobody's second guessing anything.
As soon as I started getting like a grasp of it, then like Ricky Madere stepped away for a little while. So then it became like, because before it was them three.
The rest of it fell on you.
Yeah.
Now.
So now I was the third guy.
You're picking up the slack.
So now like, if Mike was booked doing a singles match, I would be traveling the road with Jason Devine,
right,
tagging with him, or I'd be with Mike. Like, granted, I'm not complaining. That's just like I've grown so much just from those experiences.
Those rides to shows, sitting in the locker rooms. And all that. Yeah.
Like I was just talking to them about this not too long ago, probably during when like that Fatal 4-Way match happened. That like after working with other people and working even with people that I'm not comfortable with, I realized how far I've grown. Because normally these like, oh, I'm wrestling this person I've never met them before, I don't know who they are. They used to scare the hell out of me. And now it's like from working with from being thrown into the wolves and having these experiences working with these guys, I can just walk with anybody that I don't even know, and I'm putting pieces of a puzzle together, and it's all because of them and how they put a match together, their psychology, and I'm taking every bits and piece that I can.
Now there's a downside to that too, right? Because you get to pick the brains,
yes,
and you get to talk to these guys who've done well and have been doing it for a grip, you get to smell bullshit a lot easier, right? You get to see people that are full of their own shit, and you can pick up on it, and you know that they're full of their own shit. They're not that good, or and I'm sure there's a million examples. I'm sure I could bury 1,000 people right now saying that shit. But
I try to keep my nose out of like
the drama and all.
I mean? I have my finger on the pulse of what's going on, and I can also see like certain things happen where I'm just like shake my head. You know what I mean? Where I just like, oh, that's probably not gonna work out for you. You know what I mean? Or you know, I always see that stuff.
You seen all that shit with the politician recently and all that?
Oh my god!
So it's like the drama happened, and then he went away for a grip, and then he did Leo's show, and the drama just came right back, baby.
Yep. It's just some people just need to stay away. You know what I mean?
In reality, I don't know the full story. I've only heard like little bits and pieces here and there.
I wasn't there for the thing that happened. Like,
I'm not.
The incident.
Listen, man,
but I'm not surprised.
Like somebody said some racist dumb shit. Like, that's not shocking to me. You know what I mean?
I've been in the locker room with him before.
Oh, so like you're saying him personally, you know?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Bullshit.
Like he like. You know what it is? It's like a lot of people just don't want to. I'm not trying to like to.
Nah, fuck them.
Like, you know, like a lot of people like they see things going on and nobody wants to be that guy to be like, hey man, you probably shouldn't say that, or you probably, you know what I mean? No one's really, because everybody just wants to just
keep the peace and
like,
keep rocking.
No one wants to have a terrible locker room, or you know have something go on.
Sometimes
like that,
you gotta have that asshole that yells,
like,
"Hey man, shut the fuck up!"
You gotta. People gotta pick their battles, and like he said a lot of choice things, or has done a couple of choice things, where like it's kind of just like it's not a big deal. Like you know,
but it's weird, right?
You give the hint of like, hey man, like that was kind of like you look at him, you give him the look. You know what I mean? Everybody has the look. Like you probably shouldn't have said that, man, or did you just say that? But like obviously. He messed with the wrong people this time.
Yeah. I mean, going after Ariel, and I mean, I almost said a real name. Ariel has been like a staple in this area for New England wrestling since like 2002. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I remember seeing her when I was like 15, 14. Yeah. So 2000 maybe. Yeah. She used to wrestle the crazy Mexican all the time. She's been around for so long, dude. She worked ROH. She worked all the big woman promotions. She was like a pioneer for this area. Yeah. So like talking shit to her kids, probably not the best like career move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not smart. She like I love the both of them.
Yeah,
they've so nice to me.
I've only met BMT like once or twice, but I know Ariel really well.
They're both nice.
I knew Ariel really well.
I love
growing up and shit.
I love being in the locker room with them. I'm peeling the curtain back.
It seemed like a nice Portuguese family.
They're portrayed as like bad, like
of course,
heels, you know
yeah. But
sorry, excuse me.
Wait. What's a heel?
The bottom of the foot.
Okay. A little heel turn.
I love them. They're always been awesome to me, and always like trying to help me with ideas, or especially when working with them. They're one of those, like when they put a match together, they tell you the reason why we're doing
the who, what, when, where, and why.
And that's something that you don't really see much now. And like I love that they do stuff like that.
BMT is an old head too. You know what I mean? He's from back in the day. He stepped away for a grip, right? Yeah. Like he left and came back and all that. Mm-hmm. But like I don't know which one of them is Ariel, like the vet.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think she might be.
A good one.
I think she might be the vet. I mean, she for sure has got some real goddamn good bookings. I'll tell you that, man. She's had some good spots, man. We went. Me and Monster Mack took her to New Jersey once for Ring of Honor. That's how hilarious this was, dude. This is probably like 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. And Ariel was booked in New Jersey. It was like she was with the Christopher Street Connection, and they were taking on the Hit Squad. And she was like, "Oh, I'm taking their finish." And me and Monster Mack, me and Monster Mack, like, "Oh, their finish is a pile driver from the top rope." By the way, I don't know if you know that or not. So we brought her to the show or whatever, and this is how crazy I am. She did her match. I'm ready to roll, dog. We got a long trip home. I want to get the fuck out of there. I walked into the Ring of Honor locker room, and I was just like, "Anna, Oh shit, Ariel, edit that. Ariel, can we go? Like, and Low Key and Samoa Joe and everybody's just like, who the fuck is this kid? And I'm just like, can we roll? I'm trying to go home, dog. Like, I've seen half the show. I'm good. Like, let's head back. And we did not leave. I got kicked out of the locker room. There were some angry people. They didn't beat me up because I was 16 years old.
Damn.
And then we went out to dinner at some diner. We got home at fucking 5 a.m. or some ridiculous shit.
Yeah, so you were in for it.
Yeah, oh yeah. At that point, I was trying to get out of there. It was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you're trying to leave early? Oh, we're going to make sure you stay
It's like, no, you're having a long night. You're going out to eat with like some of the referees and shit. It was such a weird, time in my life, dog. But like, that's probably not the best person for you to like talk shit to their kids.
Yeah, no. I've seen her get angry even at the Whaling City Festival before too, and just seeing that.
Oh, I
was like, just knowing, like,
Agreed.
seeing that, I was like, I can only imagine what she did.
Yeah, to homeboy, right?
The
Yeah.
Politician, you know.
But so, never mind all that bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. So the Whaling City Festival that takes place outside. It's on some grass. And,
oh my god, yeah, I forgot that's what this still started.
Yeah, so we're it started at the Whaling City Festival.
Oh yeah, because I was
talking
talking
we're bringing
about,
it back all the way
rope,
around.
Yeah,
I had another match for you. It's you versus BRG, which I thought would be a good one, but we got a little bit of time restraints here. I don't want to go too long. That's like a 25-minute match.
That was a good match.
Good match. Look it up on YouTube. Who was it? NRG?
Yep. It was
Go to the NRG National
BRG.
Ring Gladiators. NRG BRG. Look it up. But we are going to go to my friend. Probably my favorite match of yours. And I'm not talking about the match you had with your brother at our last show, which was, if I'm being honest, pretty fucking good.
I killed him.
You beat him up. You hit him with a pipe. But the match was entertaining. It was fun. It had a vibe that no other match on the show had, and you get to kill your brother. That's pretty solid. You hit him with a pipe.
It was different. I mean, we'll talk more about what this stuff.
But this is not that one, my friend.
Yeah,
There's no pipe in this one. This is So we did a show RW6 Back to the Backyard 2,
the infamous show,
and it did not make air. Because something happened at that show that went a little bit viral. We didn't even put it out. Somebody else filmed it. That was like somebody who was there. We didn't even get the views. We didn't get the subscribers.
What a shame.
Whoever did that, you're a real son of a
That was
bitch.
such a good show.
But so the show didn't make air because what's his name? Mike Foster. Jesus Christ, I lost his name for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking of his nickname, the Thunder from Down Under. Mike Foster kicked Donnie Ryan square in the face because he shot on him during the match. There's been multiple different. It hasn't made it on Botchamania yet. It's on everything else. Everybody else has talked about it. They've made little videos. Not Botchamania. Let's get it on Botchamania, folks.
Please. It's worth it.
But on that same evening, there were two separate matches that I hold near and dear to my heart. One of them was Monster Mack versus Tough Daddy, and Monster Mack tried to drown Tough Daddy in a pool.
It was one of the funniest. It was near the locker room too.
Yeah, the locker room was the pool house.
Yeah.
And Monster Mack hip tossed Tough Daddy into a pool. He's wearing jeans. He's wearing boots. He sunk right to the bottom. Bloop. He was scared to come back up. Fantastic. But another one from that evening, James, is this one right here. It's you taking on your brother, T.J. Tucker. We're going to take a look at it now.
This is so fun.
Carlos V, R.I.P.
Carlos V.
Looks like he's taking a nap on the fence.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
It was a long evening.
It was a good time. We had drinks and people could swim in a pool. Did you swim in the pool?
I don't think I did, no.
No, I probably didn't either.
No.
Now, TJ making his way to the ring. Also a big part of the reason why this show didn't make air is Jason Devine is filming and he's talking the whole goddamn time.
Yeah. This was like a traditional backyard show.
Oh, this was for sure a backyard show.
Like
Davey Cash sitting in the ring truck.
Oh my god.
TJ's got a chair set up for his little doll. It was already there. The chair was already there.
I was just gonna say,
so
yeah,
he pre-planted it.
Yeah. There's no way the doll did it.
And there is the one and only T-Bone Bagone wearing Hawaiian shorts. I don't even know what those are. Do you still have those?
I don't.
Dude, you got a big
I know,
boo
dude.
boo on the front of your shin. What's going on there?
Yeah, dude, what'd you do?
I don't know what to say.
Okay, I kicked the trailer hitch. Tailgate.
A tailgate. Oh,
That was okay.
I was gonna say, man, it was either that or
Was-
that or scooter to the.
And that's a scar. That's
Yeah.
just a scar. That's already. That's
Was your
long
gear,
healed.
Jamie, for this show inspired by your brother?
Yes, it
or
was.
okay, you were
So,
like, it's gonna be a street fight. It's gonna be a hardcore match.
Yeah, well, like I was like, this calls for it
Okay.
because
yeah,
I knew walking in. I mean, am I gonna peel the curtain back on this one?
Yeah, feel free. Yeah.
So like,
Peel that curtain, bro.
I knew coming in that we were gonna have another one.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
I was like, you know what? Like, let me pay
Have some fun.
homage to him in a
Okay.
way.
Hell yeah.
So, because like either way, just in case the second match never happened, I at least can say I had this one.
You guys ended up
I actually
having
had a
two
couple-
more,
we
right?
actually had more.
Yeah. You guys
I
ended up
had
having
one
a
at
couple more.
my younger brother's birthday party
yep.
show as well, and we had some backyard matches as well.
Like previously, you're
like
saying like back in the
previous,
day.
like, yeah, like in 2013, 2012. Like,
Okay.
we
At that
did
point, TJ
backyard.
was 35, or
Oh my god. I don't even know.
we've known TJ for a long time. I think he's my
Yeah.
age. Or he might be a year or two older than me. He might be, but
Yeah,
we've known TJ for forever. It's kind of crazy that we ended up becoming friends with you later on. Because I mean, Monster Mack says that we didn't know that you were TJ's brother. I don't know if that's true. I feel like you told us at one point,
I definitely, yeah. It's like,
and we
one of
maybe
those
we
things-
fake forgot about it just to harass you. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, because I never really was all open about it because like I never really thought that people knew who he was.
Well, I
know
mean,
what I
we
mean?
did because we used to wrestle with him.
Yeah, well, like this is something too. Like I never even knew that independent wrestling was like a thing until like 2009.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah, like
Holy cow.
My first show,
2 count.
I went to, I think was the show that Mr. Kennedy was at the PAL hall.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of those. It's one of
Holy
those.
cow, man.
I've seen some like I tell my little brother this all the time because he watches WWE now. And
Yep.
He loves Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I'm like, dude, like
Those guys used to
I
wrestle.
literally
fucking chop
seen
shop
like
and stuff.
Tommaso
Yeah.
Ciampa like before even Ring of Honor, before any of that, at the PAL hall. Like, and that's so cool too, you know. So like,
Champa.
I didn't know anything about. Oh my god, that's one of. That's
I
my
told you to do
favorite.
that. I told you to do that
that's
before
one
the
of
show.
My favorite like things ever.
I was like, dude, there's a tire swing. You gotta swing and kick him in the head. I
Yeah.
practiced it with Monster Mack before, and I was like, no, you can do it. It's easy. And then I swung and kicked him in the head.
I was like, yeah, you know, I want to. Oh look, dude, right in the nads, bro.
Oh no way! What a
In a DDT.
no way!
Good old slap in the back DDT.
Listen, man.
Classic.
When in doubt, DDT.
Vintage TJ Tucker.
It's pretty cool though, right? We live in a hotbed of a wrestling area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling that happens here.
Lots
There's a
of
lot of wrestlers that come through here on their way up. There's a lot of wrestlers that come through here on their way down.
New England
The
is
Northeast.
Yeah.
You know, it's the place to be.
It's
So
New
it's
You're a
England.
wrestling
pretty
fan.
cool that you get to see a lot of those names, the people that are in WWE, in AEW, in TNA,
Yeah.
at the PAL, or at, you know what I mean, at the FET Music Hall, or whatever, in these small shows with 100, 200, 300, 400 people. And now they're doing it on the big stage, and you were there. Like you feel like you're part of it, right? Like you appreciate those people more because you get to kind of see their struggle.
Exactly. And then like with this, it's like I didn't know that many people knew who he was, so I'm just like I'm not gonna mention like.
You're not even gonna bring it up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk around and be like, oh, my brother's TJ Tucker. Like,
By the way, Tucker is a family wrestling name. There's more than one royal family in
Yeah.
wrestling.
There
And we're
is.
talking about the Tuckers, baby.
You should add that to his theme song.
Oh, I would love that.
He but like I didn't know anybody. I wasn't gonna. I talk to people and be like, yeah, you know TJ Tucker. Like, yeah, that's my brother. Like, not that to stay like not on a
Who the
dig or
hell is
anything.
TJ
It's just-
Tucker?
I wasn't sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know how indie wrestling was like that. Or I didn't even know what he did because from when I was a kid, I did go to ACW shows.
Do you remember us?
I don't remember. Like, I could not remember anybody.
Okay,
Like,
because you were like a child.
yeah, like I went there with my grandfather. Just,
What
yeah.
buildings? What buildings?
So this is how I remember it. The Wampanoag Plaza.
Definitely not VFW.
Oh, so the Ankle Plaza. The Ankle Plaza, yeah.
So I remember going into there. I remember
Downstairs or upstairs?
I think it. I want to say downstairs, but I believe there was an upstairs.
Upstairs,
that
the
I've
big
gone
ass
to
hall.
before. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like
Downstairs
I've
was
been to,
tiny.
I think I've
Downstairs
been
was
to
tiny.
both.
Okay.
because I remember one kind of looked like. So you remember the second the chop shop too. So you remember that other locker room that they had, that big.
Yes.
It
yes.
I kind of have.
That was
remember
downstairs.
That. Okay, so
yeah.
kind of like that kind of a room. I remember that.
Yes.
And then I remember that there was this locker room, and I remember all like it was like a white room. I just remember like. I honestly, I don't really remember.
That might be the VFW. That might not the VFW. I'm sorry, the Encore Plaza.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
That was the locker room. I remember I went to the
not the
locker
Encore
room
Plaza.
after.
I'm sorry, the Durfee Mills locker room upstairs was a white room. And TJ had a feud with Dave at the time.
I know he had a hardcore match.
Was it with Dave?
It might have been. Was he?
That was the Durfee Mills. Did he paint his face?
He might have. I remember he was bleeding.
So
I was scared as shit.
This is I remember all this because I have wrestling autism brain. TJ, when he wrestled at the Encore Plaza, which is on Quikasham Street.
Yep.
No blood, no face paint. He did bleed, and he did wear face paint at the Durfee Union Mill shows, which did have a white locker room.
Yep. So I remember both of those.
Both those places.
So I remember
Crazy.
that. I knew.
Can you imagine that, Trevor? A young baby James?
I can absolutely not. Especially
remember,
Durfee Mills. Holy shit.
I remember at the Encore Plaza that he was just gonna come out for.
TJ picked up the win. We missed the whole finish, by the way.
Damn. I missed. I think
making a mess of Davies' ring.
he was coming out for his entrance just before he was gonna come out or something, and I ran to the door where you guys come out.
Yep.
And I was trying to get in, and he's just like, "Get the fuck away! Like I'm trying to come out. Like
Trying
I'm
to make
gonna be
my
out there in a
entrance,
second."
kid.
Like that's the only reason why I remember it. It was because of that. Like there's a couple things that I remember.
Yeah, you're ruining the show.
I remember going. Yeah. I remember going to Dave's house and slapping him as a kid.
Just for no reason, or
I think my brother went there.
they're trying to check your tights.
It was a bunch of.
Hey yo!
Oh God. We went. I think I used to always beg my brother to go out with him all the time. He went around, so I would end up going to booking meetings or whatever.
Oh, you would go to those too? Oh my God!
Yeah, like a whole group of people. Like
I'm sure.
Like Crazy Kid.
Yep. William Bullsworth, Billy Bully.
Who was that?
George Robidoux was his real name.
Oh God, I don't remember. No, I don't.
No, he was one of those Havoc,
Derek
maybe.
Machado.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out Derek Machado.
I'm trying to think of who else was there.
Cujo in this bitch.
Cujo, yeah.
My brother had a lot of like.
Demon, you remember the Demon?
People, no
kidding, no Demon.
I know a lot. I know them more by their real names than gimmick names.
Their wrestling names.
At that
or are you confused at what their real names and their wrestling names are?
Maybe I am. You know, I'm fuck kayfabe, man. I'm giving out all your secrets, guys. Sorry. Yeah,
Pro Wrestling's greatest secrets revealed.
Like apparently, like LeMay went to my house.
Who?
Brian Sire.
Oh, okay.
Has gone to my house when I was a kid.
I wouldn't. Never mind. I was gonna make a really inappropriate joke, but we could continue on.
He might have went to my.
And it had nothing to do with wrestling.
I love you, Sire. Not like that. I went to. He would come to my house, I guess, because he was close with my brother. I feuded.
Okay, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it's a thing.
So yeah, like when I went to RCW and Brian Sider was there, he was just like, "This is kind of cool." Because like,
did he remember you, or did you bring it up to him? Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the reasons why I went to RCW.
Yeah.
So like yeah, and then even Jay Frost.
Okay.
Like Jay Frost,
you
my brother.
Him too? Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the two were connected, and I met Jay Frost one of like my first early days.
Yeah.
Getting into probably one of my first like backyard trainings.
Now the vibe at old RICW, it's really different from RICW now, huh?
I mean, I don't know what RICW is like now.
They have a show coming up, I think, right?
It's they do. I think it's in Burrowville.
I'm gonna say yes. I'd have no idea if I'm being honest.
I pay attention.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do not.
Like I love RICW. I try to pay attention to everything that's going on.
Well, it's kind of where you got your like. If ACW was still around, I would probably still keep up on it. You know what I mean?
I treated RICW like a person because I just wanted it to be like, because it was so good. I loved RICW.
Yeah.
From when I was there. especially during like the Chop Shop time, because like, granted, it wasn't. The reason why I loved it was because it wasn't like anything that was in the Chop Shop.
It's a completely different show,
It was
right?
completely
Yeah,
different. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it was the best. I'm not gonna say the quality was the best. I'm not gonna say the talent was the best. All due respect. It like, you know, I felt like it was underrated, but like there was just something that I feel like they couldn't get rid of the bad stigma.
Right. There was just no way.
Yeah, there was like, it was too far gone, and like I tried like as a collective with the group, like, and they're still working on it now. You know, they're trying to build it back up, but back then, like, we were really trying to change people's perspectives. At least my goal was to change people's perspectives on there, because like, even if I stayed there, if I was big fish in a small pond, like
The franchise Brian Sire.
yeah, I just wanted to, like, I wanted to be the change. I wanted to be the person that was
That made
running.
our ICW
You know, like
have the good stank rather than the bad stank.
like, yeah, I guess I would say. I just wanted to,
You want that reefer stank, not that poop
like,
stank.
so best way I could put it is I wanted to be the Mike Montero of RCW.
Right.
Best way I could put
What
it.
Mike was doing with
Yeah.
RWA.
Like, you
kind of wanted to champion. All right. You
Yeah.
wanted to be the guy.
Yes, I wanted to be the reason that people come to art, not just me solely, but I wanted to like, oh, like if I go to RWA or if I go somewhere else, and like, even though like I'm not that fucking big by any means, but like,
Look at Jack. What are you talking about, dog?
No, like
Swole.
I mean like my name wise, like who the hell am I? But at that time, it's like, oh, we've heard so much about RCW. Everybody knows about it, and everybody knows. I feel like when people bring up RCW, I'm one of the first people that get brought up in that.
Yep.
And especially during that time, so I just wanted people to be like, oh, Jamie Tucker wrestles there, and like they see me work, and they're like, he's really not that bad. You know, I'm.
There can be some more.
Yeah,
good
like
here,
maybe there's
right?
something
Yeah.
else there. Like, so when you go to RSW and you see like a Stephen Lust or a Stephen Broad or
A lot of guys,
or
man.
Dick
Dick
Lane,
Lane.
like a lot of those guys like got a lot of their ideas and a lot of their starts.
They got their
RSW.
reps in
Yeah.
at RICW.
So it's like you can go there and you
yeah.
can see a few people that aren't out on every show in the Chop Shop. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to, like, I thought that RSW was worthy of a little bit more at the time.
Well, hopefully they start
But
getting that recognition now.
I
moving
hope
forward.
so, because like I would like to come back.
Oh shit!
I would,
Oh
dude,
shit!
You know, I still love RSW. It's
Kevin
it's,
Reel up in this bitch.
it's
You watching, my
technically-
boy?
It's technically my home.
Right.
'cause it's
So that's
where
what
I started.
that's what you
So,
consider like
yeah,
your home.
I want great things to
company.
happen for them, and I'm like, you know, if I do ever decide to come back to wrestling, like I would definitely like to want to come back to RSW.
So Jamie, we have taken it from the start now all the way. We've gone full circle. We've watched some of your matches, and I mean I got a couple questions, man. I want to know why was now the time to step away?
I was ready.
You were
I
ready.
feel like I'm ready. Like when the decision. So I made a decision. So I've always had this thing in the back of my head, and maybe this is the reason why. I never wanted to wrestle past 30.
How old are you now?
I'm turning 30. in
You
October.
are a goddamn child, my friend.
Holy shit,
It wasn't
dude.
like I had anything against wrestling.
Like
past
wrestling
30.
past 30, I was like, that's like nothing.
It's not like I
dog.
have
What do you
anything.
mean?
It's not anything like I have anything against that. I just like so. I have an idea of where I want my life to be, and at that certain point, at 30, I kind of, well, I mean, now I envisioned my life to be in a much different spot. Obviously, you know, shit happens. Things
We
change.
are where we are,
So,
my friend.
Like, I'm not 100% strict on it, but I would like to, like I said, like I could have ended it in 2015 and I would have been content because like
Right.
everything up until that point was cool. Everything from 2015 on, so that's 10 years, has been like
Right, yeah,
icing
that
on top
you've
of
been
the cake.
kind of like
I've been able.
convincing yourself for 10 years that it's now finally
Yeah.
time to go.
It's been a back and forth decision, and like I've always based it off of like, let me see how far I can push it to where I can get to where I just say, I've had it. Like
this
I'm
is it.
confident to make this
I
decision
have
now.
had enough.
Yeah, and I said it last year, and I was like, I think this is the year. I think this is the year I'm good. And then like last year was so good, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe next year will be the year. Because like I'm
Like, damn, I'm doing some of my best shit.
Yeah,
Like, I
like,
don't want to just leave now.
like
I think that's the best time to leave,
That's
though.
what
You
I'm
go
saying.
out
That's what
on
I'm
top,
saying.
my
The
dude.
bang.
and like I thought about it, and I've been having too many times where I'll be in the middle of a match, and I'm looking up, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Yep.
Like, it's just like, what I've been trying to tell people is I have the same feeling, like, as I would after the bell rings and I'm sitting there holding my hand up, or whatever, like coming in the back and after having a sick match. I have that same feeling as I do if I was just hanging out. Hanging out with the boys.
Yeah, you're getting that now.
Yeah, like I'd rather just not wrestle.
That fulfillment, that like happiness. Okay.
I get that feeling just from hanging out and just being in the back, the camaraderie.
Having some beers with the boys.
Yeah, it's unmatched. It's great. I love it. So it's just I did not like physically doing it.
There was a summer there where I had people at my house like every day, and we were grilling and drinking beers on my deck every day.
That's the shit I love.
And that was fantastic. I gotta say, if I could give up wrestling and just do that every weekend, I would have quit way long ago.
It's one of those things that it's just I've been thinking about it more and more, and after every match, there's been a couple moments where I've come back from a match and it's very unprofessional, but like I just had one of those breakdowns. Like I had a crash out where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not having fun.
Fuck this, fuck that, fuck you.
It's not anything to do with wrestling. Like it's not like
I mean, you say that, right? But it is. It's not a person. But it's wrestling as a whole, right?
It's not. It's just there's a boatload of things, and it's not like a situation or like I'm disgruntled with anybody, or I have beef with people or anything like that. It's just getting to the dance that has been struggling with me lately, like mentally, with everything that goes on in my life. It's just sometimes I don't want to be social. I don't.
most times I don't want to be social, man.
I don't want to be social. I don't like to pretend to put on a smile.
Fake friendly. You don't want to be fake friendly.
I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to come to shows and be genuine, which I am. I'm not trying to say I've been fake to people.
You hate your guts for
but
real
like
people.
It's just like I just would much rather not. I'd rather not be there. You know what I mean? There's nothing against anybody. It's just I'm mentally just not. I'm checked out.
You're not there.
Yeah,
you're just not there.
I'm checked out. And when
your body's there, but your mind's not there.
When my performances are lacking, and I've noticed it, when my in-ring shape has been lacking, it's kind of time where it's just like,
this is it.
I'm good. Like I had a match with Mike Montero at Bad Medicine for Proving Ground, and I could have ended it on that night.
That could have been the one.
I could have. I'm never gonna top that match. I had a match with Sammy Diaz at Proving Ground recently. I don't think I'll ever be able to top that, and I was fighting for my goddamn life. And I fought for the last 6 months. I fought for my life to perform
every match, because you weren't mentally there, you weren't physically there. But you still wanted to put on that performance. So you're killing yourself doing it.
So at the same time as I'm putting so much pressure onto myself, just to make sure that I can perform and do it, because like I said, I'm in the middle of a match and I'm forgetting everything.
Yeah.
I'm just having a hard time doing things that were once easy to me. If that makes any sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it absolutely makes sense. You lost a step somewhere along the way.
That's where I was just like. There's a
mentally,
lot of,
dude. It's all a mental game.
There's a lot of people that are coming up that deserve that spot. I don't do this because I want to be somewhere. I just want to be the guy in every place that I love to wrestle in. So I don't. What do I bring? What's my spot? You know what I mean? So it's like, I would much rather see some guys that are training, that are busting their ass.
You want to give them a spot to shine.
I'm not even saying I'm not even trying to say I'm not trying to talk like I'm anyone.
You're a vet, brother. What are you talking about over here? You're not trying to vet on these green boys?
You've been around long enough.
I'm not. But I would much rather see people that want to get the opportunity, that are hungry for it, have my spot. Because at the end of the day, they have a grander scheme of where they want to be. And I don't. You know what I mean?
I do.
So, why am I going to go out there and disrespect the business by
half-assing?
Yeah, by half-assing.
You don't want to half-ass.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that. That's not what I owe this business for everything that it's given me.
wrestling owes us nothing, but we all feel like we owe it everything.
Yes.
And it's such a crazy thing. And in that same mindset, right? Wrestling owes us nothing, but when it gives us nothing, it breaks our hearts. You know what I mean? When you're not getting the respect you deserve, or you're not getting the push you deserve, or the recognition you deserve, it hurts so much, because you know that you spent those long road trips and those long nights and waking up early to go to work the next morning to do it all over again the next night.
Yeah.
And you just give and you give and you give, and wrestling doesn't give back. Sometimes, man, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's okay to step away. So we know the why, Jamie. But what's next?
I'm not too sure. I haven't, at this point in time, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna come back to wrestling.
It sounds like you're gonna come back to wrestling.
I definitely am.
At some point or another,
am.
right?
Right now, I just don't have a plan in mind. Like, I'll be honest, I had the past couple weekends, we've had a couple shows recently, like Proving Ground and NRG has happened, and like usually I get FOMO. And I just
didn't
care.
Did you even think about it? It wasn't even there, right?
It was like I thought about it. Like, I think the last PG show, Proving Ground show that happened, I was close to going.
Yeah.
Just because like I just wanted to see Jason Devine versus El Valentine and Ricky Medeiros.
They had a
versus
death
Devine.
match, right?
Yeah. I was so hyped for those two matches, but I was like, you know what? Like, it would be unfair if I just go.
Jason Devine told me you quit because Mike quit, and I told him that wasn't true.
Everybody says that.
I told him
That's
that
not
wasn't true. I was like, no.
True. I did.
No.
We did use that for a storyline.
Well, and you know, all storylines got a little bit of truth in them, right?
Because,
so there's like,
well, like it is. So, all right, I'll let the truth come out.
all right, cat is coming out of the bag.
It is kind of true, because like once everything started changing, that's where I felt like I was lost. Because like before Mike, and this is where this is put into perspective too, and I've told Mike this, that like when his injury happened, it also kind of put things into perspective for me too, because it's just like I'm content with what I've done.
Right, and you don't want to fuck yourself up too, right? Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's just like I kind of really thought about it, and especially with everything that's happened since then, like we're losing people left and right. You know what I mean?
R.I.P. Carlos V.
Like, rest in peace. You know, there's so many people close to home that we're
the
losing.
Homie.
So it's like
He used to call me Han.
I had
because
so
the
many
Facebook name is Han Wonder. Like in just normal life, he'd call me Han all the time.
I love him. Like, he thought so highly of me, especially like actually
He's a good dude,
big
man.
component in the triple threat match that we had. What was that? Was that RW 3?
4? 4.
Yeah. Okay.
3? 4.
3
No.
or 4.
It was 4, maybe 5.
I think.
It was 4 or 5. I think. I don't know.
So yeah, he was a big component in that, because like every time he was ever at a show and they're just like, who do you want to work? I was one of the people that he always brought up.
Right. Yeah.
And I really, really appreciated that. He was always looking out for me. So like, you know, that whole thing really put into perspective for me of like, you know, some people don't have the opportunity to have their last one, or you know, or some stuff just happens.
Yeah.
And like, I'm content.
Man.
So like, you know what, like, let me take a
Step
break
away
now
now.
and
Yeah.
see if I want to come back.
Jamie, we're glad to have you, dude. This was fun. We watched some of the matches. We ended up just kind of talking a lot over them, that's kind of how the Mack Cast works. So we talk a lot of shit.
This is kind of like how it would be just hanging out. We would just put on some wrestling.
Just normally, right? Yeah.
Just
The wrestling's just
bullshit all the
on in the
time.
background, and we're all just kind of talking. Dude, I gotta say, from watching you as kind of like a LeMay fanboy.
No, I'm sorry. Don't say that. I love LeMay.
I think I broke him on that one. I think I broke him on that one.
No, man, come on.
To go from that to who you are in that four-way match, though, Jamie, it's impressive, dude. You've grown leaps and bounds. I'm glad that you found my old group of friends who I'm glad I got to pass down knowledge to them that I'm sure they've passed down to you. It's like you're my wrestling grandson, because I'm 100 years old.
Family.
It's like a whole family. Sometimes families don't get along. It happens. But thank you for coming on, dude. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna do it again. Maybe we can have like you and TJ do like Family Feud or something.
Oh
like
my
some like
God.
Family Feud trivia shit or something.
That would be cool.
I'm totally down. Folks, coming up July 5th, Reunion Wrestling 7, 8, 9, or 10. I'm not really sure
So
what
we
show it
don't
is.
even know.
RW8, Reunion Wrestling 8, Stars and Strikes coming to the Fall River Bendita, but I can't say the name of the Portuguese hall. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's on 369 Hope Street. It's like the Portuguese music hall. Check it out. Tickets at reunionwrestling.com. You're going to see a bunch of crazy shit. I'm going to light somebody on fire.
You're gonna kill someone, probably.
Bloodstone's going to be there. Vern Vicalo, Pimp Daddy, Apple Cinnamon, who's now the space trucker, Steve Broad.
Trying something.
I don't know. He's got a new name. Chaz Macaroni. He's taking on.
Chaz Macaroni.
He's taking on Zach Justice and his daughter Zoe or Chloe.
Oh my God, he's taking out a child too.
No. The child's just in the corner.
Oh, she's in the corner.
Yeah, LDB in Chaz Macaroni's corner.
Okay.
Little baby Bravo.
Baby Bravo.
LBB. You know with LBB? Yeah, you know me, folks. Thank you for watching the Mack Cast. Everybody have a good night, and make sure you tune in next week. Who knows what kind of random bullshit we're going to have then. Have a great night.